Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Jalen back here with another video.
Yes, you better.
Before I start, I want you guys to literally subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/LickMyFashion, and just spam me on all social media, literally Snapchat, LickMyFashion, Twitter _LickMyFashion_, Instagram _LickMyFashion_, and talk to your boy and send me DMs, okay? Today's video, I decided to do a little bit differently. Yeah, as you can see by the title, very, very embarrassing story. I never thought in a million years that I would ever tell this story. And sorry guys, I'm a little bit stuffed up, that's why I sound like this. Because you know how allergies go. Shout out to the allergy gang, you already don't know. But I never thought I would ever tell this story because it's so embarrassing. But I thought, hey, let's just show them that side that I used to be. So, and what I mean by that is, yeah, I used to be a bad kid. I was a bad kid in middle school. Very bad kid. I was a very sexual kid in middle school. Very sexual. This story time is called The Time I Got Caught Watching Porn by My Mother. Yeah. Very, 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 very interesting. But yeah, that's what happened. So, we're gonna get right into the story. So basically when I was like 13 or 14, I had a group of guy friends, literally. And yeah, this was like the first group of guy friends I've ever had because I don't really, you know, like I said, I don't really hang out with guys. I usually hang out with girls a lot. But yeah, so I had like a couple of guy friends that we used to be like very, very, very close. And yeah, this was like, yeah, in middle school, so probably when I was like 14, I think, 13 or 14. Yeah, very, very young age. Yes, I knew about sex at that age because we were still taught that at that age. So yeah, this happened definitely on a Friday, yeah. Yeah, it was a weekend, I remember. It was on a weekend, literally, and yeah, so you know, all of my guy friends, we decided to be like, yo, let's crash at, you know, my boy's place and, you know, let's watch movies, let's have some fun, turn up, whatever, whatever. So that's what we did or whatnot. So I'm like, okay, cool, like I'm down or whatever. So basically, you know, I had to go tell my mom because, you know, back then, you know, you had to ask your parents if you wanted to sleep over your friend's house or, you know, want to crash at your friend's house or whatever. So I had to get the go from mom's, and then she was like, yeah, that's fine. So basically, you know, I was gone for the weekend, so I was at my boy's for the weekend or whatnot. So it was like, I think it was like 3 of us. Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 of us. And yeah, we were literally just, you know, having some fun, turning up. And then it was like nighttime, so it was like a Friday night, and we were watching some like dope movies. I'm talking like some like shooter movies and like, you know, just having some fun, and then, you know, just talking about girls or whatever. We just kept watching a whole bunch of movies on like this box. And I don't know if you guys have it in the States or wherever you guys live, but back here too, we have like a Rogers box, and that box like holds every single channel. So you can watch like movies on the high channels, you can watch like news channels, you could watch like the adult like rated X stuff on like the high channels, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so basically their parents, my good friend's parents at the time or whatever, they had like the whole box paid for, so we could watch anything that we wanted, like at any time, whatever. We could watch whatever we wanted to watch. So basically after we were done watching like, you know, the shooter movies and like, you know, playing Grand Theft Auto and all that stuff, basically, you know, one of my friends or whatever, he was like, yo, like, I think we should like watch something like super different. I remember we were just like, me and my other friends were just like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean other stuff that's different, right? So in my head, I'm not thinking about like sex at this time, because remember at this time I was introduced to it, but I wasn't like fully introduced to it, if you know what I mean, right? So at the time I was still kind of lost of like what he was talking about different wise, and I'm just like, okay, well, we already watched everything different, so I don't know what else you want to watch. He's like, no, I mean like, I want you guys to watch something different. And I'm like, okay, like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? Like, speak up, fam, speak up. So he was just like, yo, like, I have some, you know, things that I want you guys to watch. And literally he went to, you know, he grabbed the converter and like he went to the high channels. So I'm there thinking like, okay, like I'm here waiting like for what this guy wants to, you know, watch or whatever. So basically, you know, he goes to like the high channels, and like on the high channels it had the adult like XXX. And obviously, you know what XXX means. That means rated R, adult, like ebony, or like, you know, like people having sex and porn and whatever, right? So I was just like, okay, now I see where this guy is going, because I knew about the, you know, the high rated channels, because obviously like I was a perv. Like we had that at my house too, so I would just go up, but we never had those channels, those high channels. So I would literally like scroll up to see like, you know, what's there, and I would see that we would have the adult rated X like channels, but every time I clicked it, it wouldn't be available because they didn't buy it, right? So, and I used to be that one like little boy who would want to purchase it, but then it would pop up on the bill if it would come to my house, and then I would have just got slapped right in center, because, you know, my parents are Jamaican, right? So anyway, so yeah, so he goes to like the high channels, and like, you know, he clicks it. And remember, his parents paid for every single channel, so basically he clicked the channel, and all you hear was a bunch of moaning, you heard screaming, you just heard, that's all you heard on the TV, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, my head was tilting, like I was doing this, like I was like this, like I was like, whoa, like this was, it was really intense. And obviously as guys, like, you know, like I don't know about like that, but I was getting sexually aroused by watching that video. So like I like just sat there, and like I had to like cross my legs, because you already know what was happening, like that was happening. So I was like, oh my God, like why is this happening? This is so embarrassing. But yeah, so he basically showed us, you know, porn at his house. My feet were crossed, and like everything was just, you know, getting too aroused. So I just had to like sit back, and I'm like, okay, like this, can we change the channel now? So not to like the juicy stuff. So after watching porn for the first time, like in life, so there was a night where I came home after school, and my mom's a nurse. So I don't know if you guys know how the shifts go for nurses, but they do like freaking like 12-hour shifts. So they'll do like 7 to 7s, 8 to 8s, whatever. So basically like, you know, like I came home at night or whatever thinking that like nobody was home, because there was no cars in the driveway, there was no nothing, right? So I come home, and you know, like, you know, I come to the house, and like, you know, I'm tired or whatever, so I just get like, you know, some water, and my computer is located in the basement at the time where we lived, right? So I went to the basement, and then I just went on the computer to just, you know, I was on MSN talking to my friends. Y'all know about MSN, okay? I'm on the computer just talking to my friends or whatever, and then, you know, randomly I start to think about porn. Like randomly, because obviously that night when I watched it with my guy friends, I was like, okay, like, you know, now I want to watch it again. So I'm just sitting there like thinking, Jalen, should I do this right now? Jalen, should I do this right now? And then I'm just like, obviously, remember, I don't know if you guys have seen those memes on Instagram, bro, like the frog is telling you, me, don't do it, inner me, do it. Obviously, my inner me won, so I was like, let me just do it. I went on the internet, and I basically typed in like, you know, porn. That's what I typed in. All these videos came up, like all these websites came up, whatever. So I'm just like, okay, like, you know, where do I start? I was, you know, trying to figure out like what video I wanted to watch first. So I clicked the second tab on Google, obviously, and I was just like, okay, like where's this gonna bring me? So that brought me on some like Ebony, some Ebony site, and obviously Ebony meaning black, like porn or whatever. I literally surfed through the whole like video or whatever, surfed through all the videos, and I just clicked one, and I'm just like, oh, let's try this one. This one looks super cool. So basically, like I clicked the video, and the video was probably like 9 minutes, 10 minutes. The guy and the girl were literally like doing the do, and it was not some like regular doing the do. It was very traumatizing at the time for a grade 7 and grade 8 person. Like it was very traumatizing. I was like, whoa, this is very intense. So yeah, the video was like 10 minutes, and yeah, I was just watching two black people having sex. Literally, that's what I was watching. And after watching that video, I started to watch every other race. I was starting like literally, it was so bad. Like I was literally watching porn for like maybe an hour and a half max before somebody was in the house, or that I knew somebody was in the house at the time anyways, right? So basically, after I searched up, you know, 2 black people having sex, and then I searched up 2 white people having sex, and I searched up 2 Spanish people having sex, and I searched up 2 Asian people having sex. Bro, it was like, I literally was going from race to race to race to race to race to figure out how they have sex, how they do it. My mom finished at 7 o'clock at night. And I got home around like 6:30 or whatever, and I watched the videos for like an hour and a half. So she already came in the house, because remember, her, at the time where we lived, the hospital wasn't far from the house. So it was probably like maybe like 20 minutes or so. So she was already in the house, and I didn't know that, which is actually super crazy, because my volume in the basement with the computer was like extra loud, because remember, we had speakers attached to the computer at the time. Well, I could have unplugged them or not, but nobody was home, so I didn't really care. So basically, the volume was like up loud, right? So I'm there thinking that nobody's home at the time, and like remember, It's very loud. You have girls moaning, you have girls screaming, you hear banging like this. Like it was just like an intense, like it was an intense like factor just looking at the computer. And like remember, my eyes were like this the whole time at the screen. I was like, so this was probably around like 7:30, 7:45. And I'm laughing because I remember it till this day. If my mom was here, oh my goodness, like I would have loved to tell the story with her because she would have told you flat out what happened. So literally, while the volume was high up or whatever, you know, I'm looking. So I guess my mom must have heard like what was going on, or she must have heard like obviously some nasty like noises or whatever. So literally like she comes down the stairs. Remember the music is still loud, didn't hear anything, right? And my mom walks very quietly. She's the type of person that walks like quietly throughout the house. She doesn't like, you can't hear her like when you're in the house. So she comes down the stairs or whatever, and I'm still doing this in the screen. I'm like, in the screen. And literally she comes down, she bursts open the door, and literally she's like, what the heck are you watching? Literally. And I was just like, Mom, it's not what it looks like. Literally, she comes like literally beside me and she gives me the dirtiest backhand. It was literally like bro, like, let me tell you, the backhand was so violent that like I thought I got nerve damage in the back of my head. Like it was so bad. Like she backhanded me so quick. She was like, bro, and it wasn't, and you already know Jamaican parents, like, Jamaican parents, it's like, there's no talking, there's nothing, it's just a strictly, bro, it was like a box. Like that's what I got. It was like a tough like head back bruise box. That's what it was. And I was just like, I was in such awe because I didn't know what to say at that point because I got caught, she caught me, she seen what was on the screen, and literally like that's exactly what happened. Like she literally gave me a backhand and literally told me to go to my room. Walked up to my room. I guess she was closing down whatever she was closing down. And I walked to my room and I shut the door. And I was just sitting there like, literally I'm sitting there like this. I was like, damn, like did a nigga just really get caught watching porn? Like, jeez. But like at the time when you're like, you know, at those ages, you're just trying to see like what's what, and I got curious. I really did get curious after I watched porn at my friend's house, like, cause literally he was like, yo, like, you know, like you should watch this more often, it's super lit, blah 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 at the time. And like it was just super funny because he was like, you can learn, like literally this guy was a pro, he was a grade 8. He was like, yo, you can learn stuff from these videos, so watch them as much as you can, because when you have that first altercation with a female, then you'll know what to do. And I was just like, ah, I got you. But yo, like at the time at my house, bro, it wasn't even thought of yet. So bro, literally my mom came down the stairs and gave me a backhand. Like it was the most dirtiest backhand I've ever gotten in my whole entire life. Like I will never forget. I feel like I still have nerve damage from that backhand. Maybe like an hour later, she comes into my room and she was like, son, we need to talk. So I was just like, yes, Mom, we could talk or whatever. So she comes into my room, she's like, honestly, she's like, I just feel like, you know, you're too young to watch that stuff yet. Like, it's not stuff that you should be watching. Like, you know, it's not appropriate. Like, imagine if, you know, like other people in the house and you didn't know, like it would have just been really embarrassing and blah, 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 blah. And like, I felt her on that and I definitely did apologize. But I told her, I'm like, Mom, like, I got curious. You know, my friends watch porn. And then she was like, your friends watch porn? And I was like, yeah. And then in my head, I'm like, crap, I baited them out. But yeah, like literally that's what it was. And she was like, your friends watch porn? And I was like, yeah, like, you know, like my friend literally, and this is the time where like I literally ratted everyone out too. I was like, yeah, like, you know, my friends watch porn and they showed me that, you know, I can, you know, learn more tricks and tips if I, you know, watch this stuff. And literally my mom was like, wow, that's very embarrassing, and I'm gonna go speak to whoever that was. And literally my mom spoke, because this is a time when we were really, really close. Like we were all really close, so we all knew each other's moms and we all like slept over each other's houses. So my mom went to my friend's house and exposed the whole runs that we watched porn. When it was my fault, it was definitely my fault because I should have told her that my friend told me, you know what I mean? We all got in trouble, we all got grounded. It was bad. It was really, really bad. We all got grounded, and yeah, I never watched porn again. I've learned, you know, my ways, and I thank the Lord that I've, you know, gone in His way and gone in Christ's way, because, you know, if I was still that type of person that watched porn and had sex with every individual, I would, you know, really go and bask in the valley of sin, and we don't need that, right? That was my embarrassing story time for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys are probably looking at me very awkward right now because yeah, me like godly, like really watching porn, really. But at the time, like, you know, you don't know better. And I'm glad I'm telling you guys this story because honestly, like, you know, I'm older now and looking back at it, it was super funny. But in the moment, it was like terrible. Okay, terrible. I will never forget that nutty backhand. Yep, I'm just replaying in my head right now. Literally, it was like a... That was a backhand, yo. That was a backhand, I'm telling you. I got grounded and I learned from that lesson. I learned from that mistake. And yeah, I watched porn again. Kidding! Guys, don't watch porn. Don't watch porn with your friends. Don't watch porn by yourself. Okay? Don't fall into my mistakes and do that ever in your life, okay? Lean on Jesus. Read your Bible. Do your daily devotions. And that is how you will get in the name of Christ, okay? Forget porn. Really? Yeah, forget porn. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story of how I got caught watching porn by my mother. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/lickmyfashion. And I will be giving you guys another video on Thursday. It will be another dance session with African music. And yes, we're going to be doing a tutorial for you guys, so stay tuned. But yes, it is your boy Jalen signing out. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this video. You already know we about to turn up. See you this Thursday. Yeah, see you this Thursday.
Shutterstock Music.